also be dealing with the appropriation bill for the Western Cape, Bill 1 and Bill 2 for 2023. We will then deal with the committee minutes for 10 and 14 March. My name is Deirdre Bartman. I'm chair of the committee. I'm going to ask that everyone just introduce themselves. And I've just received an apology from member Khalil Brunkhuis for today. Thank you.
Good morning, Chairperson. I'm Dan Plaatu. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Kayla Murray.
Morning.
Chairperson. It's Lulama Mvimbi.
Morning. Thank you so much. Anyone else? Okay, if there aren't any other members, I see some members on the side.
Morning, Chairperson.
Morning.
Yes, my name is Nomi Nkondlo. I'm an alternate to the committee.
Welcome. Any other members? I see one or two more with names on the side panel.
Morning, Chair. Gerrit Pretorius, alternate member.
Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you for being here. Ms. Kamish Ahmed, if we can just quickly go into the flighting of the reports from the committee, and then we can get straight into business. Let's start with the adjusted appropriations bill, please, with the first vote. Wonderful, colleagues. As always, I'm going to read the first one in full because they are quite lengthy, and then I will summarize the rest, but they are on your respective screens as well as in your inboxes in the meeting link. So the first report is vote 5, Education in the Schedule to the Western Cape Additional Adjustment Appropriations Bill 2022-2023 from the Standing Committee on Education, dated 17 March. And the committee report reads as follows. Standing Committee on Education, having deliberated on the subject of vote 5, Education in the Schedule to the Western Cape Additional Adjustments Appropriation Bill 2022-2023 financial year B1 2023, referred to the committee in terms of Standing Rule 188, reports that it supports the vote. In accordance with Standing Rule 90, the African National Congress expressed its minority view to not support the vote, and it's signed by the Standing Committee chairperson, in this case myself. Thank you so much. If we can fly to the next vote. Thank you so much. This is the local government vote in the adjusted appropriations bill. The report of the Standing Committee on Local Government, dated 16 March. The Standing Committee, having deliberated on the vote in the schedule to the bill, referred to the committee in accordance to Standing Rule 188, reports that it supports the vote. In accordance with Standing Rule 90, the African National Congress expressed its minority view that it does not support the vote, signed by the chairperson of the committee, Member Seleko. Thank you so much. Colleagues, in the adjusted appropriations bill, those are the only 2 votes in the particular bill. Ms. Kamish Ahmed, if you can just flight our draft report so that the members can indicate how they wish to consider the bill.
Okay, Chair, the votes, Lizette will be flighting. Lizette, yeah?
No, the adjusted appropriations.
Yes,
So
for the budget committee, yes, Chair.
Let's finish the one bill so that we can get to the second bill.
Lizette? Okay, let me just...
Wonderful. So colleagues, as you know, we have to submit a report to the House in terms of what we recommend in terms of the bill. And I will now be taking views on how we should vote on the adjusted appropriations bill in this regard. If members could indicate their preferences. Member America, welcome. You can go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. I propose that we adopt the report.
And in terms of the adoption of the report, I just need to know whether you wish to support or not support the bill in its totality.
I do. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a seconder for the support of the bill in its totality? Member Murray.
I second, Chair, in its totality.
Thank you so much. I have this view to support and a seconder in this regard. Ms. Kamish Ahmed, if you can just edit the report then for us in that regard. Okay. I've not heard any other views, so this last two paragraphs can be deleted. Thank you. I will now read the report on the bill. The report of the Budget Committee on the Western Cape Additional Adjustment Appropriation Bill 2022-2023 financial year B1 2023 dated 27 March 2023 as follows. The Budget Committee reports that it has concluded its deliberations on the Western Cape Additional Adjustment Appropriation Bill 2022-2023 financial year B1 2023 referred to it in terms of Standing Rule 188. Having considered the Standing Committee reports on the vote in the schedule to the bill, the committee reports that it supports the bill. Do I have a mover for the report?
Chair.
Member America.
Chair, I move that we adopt the report.
Thank you. Do I have a seconder for the
Chair.
report? Sorry, I hear another voice. Sorry. Member, is that Member Nkondlo?
Yes, Chair. I think I was just struggling to unmute. As the African National Congress, we want to register our minority view, not to support the vote.
Okay, I do see Member Lulama Mvimbi in the committee. Member Mvimbi, is that your same view? Because I just need it from the voting members.
Yes. My apologies, Chair. I am also en route driving, but then sometimes I get cut off. I see I got cut off, but I support Honorable Nkondlo.
Okay, no problem. I do encourage members that when we do have committee meetings that we try to have stable electricity where we are or be able to log on. It can be difficult, especially with legislation at times. Thank you so much. I saw Member Murray's hand.
That was to support. We'll have to amend and revote now. Thank you, Chair.
No problem with the amended versions. Is members happy with the report?
Yes, Chair.
Thank you. And Member Murray?
Seconded, Chair.
Thank you so much. The report is so adopted. The additional adjustment bill will now be referred to the House for its consideration. Ms. Kamish Ahmed, if you could start flighting the votes on the main budget for us, please.
Will do.
We will start with vote 1. Thank you so much. So similar to previously, I'll read the first one in its totality and then I'll summarize as we go. Report of the Standing Committee on the Premier and Constitutional Matters on Vote 1 Premier in the schedule to the Western Cape Appropriation Bill B2 2023, dated 15 March 2023. The Standing Committee on the Premier and Constitutional Matters reports that it has concluded its deliberations on Vote 1 Premier in the schedule to the Western Cape Appropriation Bill B2 2023, referred to the committee in terms of Standing Rule 188, and that it supports the vote referred to it. Minority view, in terms of Standing Rule 90, the African National Congress expresses its view to not support the vote, signed by the chairperson of the Premier and Constitutional Matters Committee, Member Fry. Thank you. Vote 2. This is the vote on Provincial Parliament. Vote 2. And the Parliamentary Oversight Committee reported on it. And Member Murray.
I propose that we support.
Thank you. We don't need to support every particular vote, but we will get to the end. This is just the committee's reporting back to us on how it voted.
Okay. Apologies,
No
Chair.
problem. No problem. Okay, so the Parliamentary Oversight Committee reports that it supports the vote, and there's a minority view by the African National Congress expressed to not support the vote. Signed by the chairperson of the committee, Member Maseko. Thank you. Vote 3. This is from the Standing Committee on Finance, Economic Opportunities and Tourism, dealing with Provincial Treasury on vote 3, and it reports that it supports the vote with a minority view that the African National Congress expresses to not support, signed by Member Kayla Murray, the chairperson of the committee. Thank you so much. The next vote is vote 4 regarding police oversight and community safety, and that Committee on Community Safety, Cultural Affairs and Sport reports that it supports the vote And in terms of Standing Rule 90, the African National Congress expressed its minority view to not support the vote, signed by the chairperson, Member Bosman. Thank you. Vote 5. Vote 5 is education. The Standing Committee on Education reports that it supports the vote with a minority view from the African National Congress to not support the vote, signed by the chair of the committee, in this case, myself. Thank you so much. Vote 6. Vote 6 is health and wellness, and the Standing Committee on Health deliberated and reports that it supports the vote. And in accordance with Rule 90, the African National Congress expressed its minority view to not support the vote, signed by the chairperson, Member Pretorius. Thank you so much. Vote 7. Vote 7 is on social development. The Standing Committee on Social Development reported that it supports the vote, with a minority view that the African National Congress expressed its minority view to not support the vote, signed by the committee chairperson, Member Plato. Thank you. Vote 8. Vote 8 is on the Standing Committee on Transport and Public Works, which deliberated regarding mobility, and it reports that it supports the vote. And in terms of Standing Rule 90, the African National Congress expressed its minority view that it does not support the vote, signed by the chairperson, Member America. Thank you. Vote 9. Vote 9 is on the Environmental Affairs and Development Planning, and the Standing Committee on Agriculture, Environmental Affairs and Development Planning deliberated and reports that it supports the vote. And in accordance with Standing Rule 90, the African National Congress expressed its minority view that it does not support the vote, signed by Chairperson van der Westhuizen. Thank you. Vote 10 is on the Infrastructure Department, and it was deliberated by the Standing Committee on Human Settlements. It reports that it supports the vote, and in accordance with Standing Rule 90, the African National Congress expressed its minority view to not support the vote, signed by the chairperson, Member Maseko. Thank you so much. Vote 11. Vote 11 is on agriculture. The Standing Committee on Agriculture, Environmental Affairs and Development Planning deliberated and reported that it supports the vote. In accordance with Standing Rule 90, the African National Congress expressed its minority view that it does not support the vote, signed by Member van der Westhuizen. Thank you. Report on the Department on Economic Development and Tourism, deliberated by the Standing Committee on Finance, Economic Opportunities and Tourism, reports that it supports the vote. And in terms of Standing Rule 90, the African National Congress and Al Jamaah expressed its minority view not to support the vote, signed by Chairperson Murray. Thank you so much. Vote 13 regarding cultural affairs and sport, deliberated by the Standing Committee on Community Safety, Cultural Affairs and Sport, reports that it supports the vote, and the African National Congress expresses its minority view to not support the vote, signed by Member Bosman. Thank you so much. Vote 14 on local government, deliberated by the Standing Committee on Local Government, reports that it supports the vote, and in accordance with Standing Rule 90, the African National Congress expressed its minority view that it does not support the vote, signed by Chairperson Seleko. And if I'm not mistaken, that is the end of the reports from committees. Ms. Kamish Ahmad, if we could flight the draft report for us. Thank you so much. Colleagues, we now have to deliberate on our views on the Western Cape Appropriation Bill and whether we support or do not support. If members could please indicate their views for me, please. Member America.
Chairperson, I propose that we support the report. Thank you.
Thank you so much. If I could have a seconder for the bill. Member Mvimbi, are you trying to unmute?
Yes, Chairperson, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, Chairperson, just to record the minority vote of the African National Congress in terms of Rule 90 of the Rules of Order.
Okay, no problem. I just want to find out, do I have a seconder for the support of the bill? Do I have a seconder? I know I support the bill. Member Fry?
Seconded, Chair.
Okay, no problem. I see Member Fry and Member Murray's hands. Okay, now the hands go down. Member Murray?
No, it was seconded. Thank you, Chair.
No problem. I will now read the report, and in this regard. Thank you. The report of the Budget Committee on the Western Cape Appropriation Bill B2 2023 dated 27 March 2023 as follows. The Budget Committee reports that it has concluded its deliberations on the Western Cape Appropriation Bill B2 2023, referred to it in terms of Standing Rule 188. Having considered the various standing committee reports on the votes in the schedule to the bill, the committee reports that it supports the bill. Minority view in terms of Standing Rule 90, the African National Congress expressed its minority view that it does not support the bill. If I could have a mover for the report, please. Member America.
I move, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. If I could have a seconder for the report, please. Member Murray.
I second, Chair.
Thank you so much. The report is so adopted, and the appropriation bill for 2023 will now be referred to the House for consideration. Thank you so much. Ms. Kamish Ahmed, if we could flight the first set of minutes. Almost there, almost done. Thank you. The set of minutes is from 14 March. Just check your attendance. Okay, that's the welcome. And then it was the briefing on the third quarter, the tabling of the documents, and it was the end. If I could have a mover for the minutes, Member America.
Chairperson, I move that we adopt the minutes. Yeah.
Thank you. Member Murray.
Chairperson, I second.
Thank you so much. And then one last set of minutes left. Ms. Kamish Ahmed, Ms. Kluter. Thank you so much. That's the 10th of March. Just make it a little bit bigger. There we go. And we can just check everyone's attendance. The briefing. That was for the workshop. Okay. Okay, if there are no edits, if I could have a mover for the minutes. Member Murray.
Chair, I move that we adopt the minutes.
Thank you. Could I have Member America?
A second, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And with that, the minutes are adopted and we are at the end of our program. Colleagues, I want to thank you so much for being up early with me on a Monday morning. Those will be debating, and wish you well with your preparation of your speeches. With that, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you
Thank you,
very
Chair.
much, Chairperson.